Everyone has as their first role model their father, their parents, and for me, I think my father was my first male role model. He was a person who was very larger than life. He was the kind of person who filled a room as soon as he entered it, and very humorous, very lively, very handsome. And unfortunately, I lost him too young. I lost him when I was 9. So he has always remained my role model, not just because he was my father, because he was this wonderful person who could enter a room and make everyone in that room feel good about themselves. And that is something I learned. I realize now as I'm older the importance of being kind to people, no matter who they are and what their circumstances are, because you don't know what battles the other person is fighting. My father could reach out to anyone, and talk to that person and really listen to that person. So that is something I learned from him, and I try to imbibe it in my day-to-day life. He was also a very in that day and age, for a person who was not very studied. I mean, he had barely completed his class 10 and 12 when he started working, but he was very insistent about reading and inculcating the love for books in me. So he was a man who would sit with me every single day with the baby books, read them out to me, and make me read them back to him, even when I couldn't even understand the alphabet. So that is something that has stayed with me lifelong, and I think my love for books and reading comes from that. I'm always very grateful to my father for that, because that is a gift he has given me, which will, even though he isn't around today, that will never go away. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to pass it on to my son. I think role models for people are very important because they give you a touchstone to aspire to be, to think of yourself as being evaluated by that person. What would you do if you were in that person's shoes? How would that person react in a similar situation? You have a lodestone to live your life by. And I think everybody at some point or the other, as we go through life, we keep changing our role models. That is true. And some role models stay constant. For me, my father has been a constant role model. I would, I'm so excited to be judging this contest for BlogAdda and Gillette about the role models that bloggers will be sending in, because it's a glimpse into everybody's lives, aspirations, thoughts, dreams, desires, and it's a very privileged opportunity to read so many people's hopes, because very honestly, in our day-to-day lives, one just goes about one's own tasks and doesn't really get time to figure out what is happening in the world around us. And reading about somebody else's role models, it's very inspiring, it's very encouraging. I'm sure there are stories that will touch me, that will make me feel that the world is not such a terrible place after all. I'm really looking forward to this.